stop whatever you are doing right now. If you or someone you love was born before 1962, there is a payment update happening that most people have absolutely no idea about. And missing this window could cost you or your family hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars. We have been tracking this closely here at Senior Pulse US, and today I am breaking down exactly what is happening, who qualifies, what the amounts look like, and most importantly, what steps you need to take before it is too late. So, stay with me through the entire video because the details in the second half are the ones that most seniors are getting wrong. Welcome back to Senior Pulse US, the channel that fights in your corner every single day. If you are new here, we cover Social Security, Medicare, federal benefits, and every update that directly affects the lives of American seniors. Hit that subscribe button and tap the bell because when something this important drops, you do not want to be the last to know. Now let us get into this because there is a lot to unpack, and every single second matters here. For years, millions of seniors born before 1962 have been quietly underpaid. Not because of fraud, not because of some mistake they made, but because of outdated benefit calculation rules, gaps in the system, and in some cases, complete administrative oversights that have gone uncorrected for over a decade. The Social Security Administration has been under enormous pressure to address these discrepancies, and now changes are being reviewed, corrections are being pushed through, and for a very specific group of older Americans, payments are being adjusted. Here is what you need to understand about why this birth year matters so much. Seniors born before 1962 fall into a unique window when it comes to how their Social Security benefits were originally calculated. The rules that governed their work history reporting, their earnings records, and their spousal benefit eligibility were different from the rules that applied to those born in later years. What that means in plain language is that some of those older calculations were never fully updated when policy changes came through in the 1980s and again in the early 2000s. The Social Security Administration has acknowledged that benefit recalculations are being triggered for people in this exact demographic. And if you have been receiving monthly payments for several years without ever having your record reviewed, you could be sitting on money that should have been in your account a long time ago. Now let me be completely direct with you here because at Senior Pulse US, we do not sugarcoat anything. Not every single person born before 1962 is going to receive a massive windfall. That is not how this works. But here is what is happening. There are three primary groups inside this birth year window who are seeing real documented payment changes. The first group is widows and widowers, surviving spouses who began collecting survivor benefits before their own full retirement age may have had their long-term benefit amounts reduced in ways that were not properly disclosed. There are reviews underway looking specifically at whether those reductions were correctly applied, and in many cases, they were not. If you are a widow or widower born before 1962 and you have been collecting survivor benefits, this directly applies to you. The second group is people who worked under multiple Social Security numbers or had gaps in their earnings record during the 1970s and early 1980s. This was more common than you might think. People who changed names, moved between states, worked multiple part-time jobs, or had employers who did not always report correctly. If there are inconsistencies in your earnings history from that era, your lifetime benefit calculation may be lower than it should legally be. The third group, and this is the one that surprises most people, is seniors who took early retirement between ages 62 and 65 and were never properly counseled about the windfall elimination provision or government pension offset. Some of those reductions were applied incorrectly, or in some cases applied when they should not have been applied at all. With recent legislative pressure building around these two provisions, pressure that has been growing significantly on Capitol Hill, adjustments for affected seniors are very much on the table. So, what do you do right now? This is where people lose money, not because they do not qualify, but because they do not act. Step 1. You need to pull your Social Security statement immediately. You can do this online by creating or logging into your My Social Security account at ssa.gov. Look at your earnings record going back as far as it shows. If you see any years listed as 0 that you know you worked, that is a red flag. Write those years down. Step 2. Call the Social Security Administration directly and ask them to review your benefit calculation. The number is 1-800-772-1213. Do not just call to ask questions. Specifically request what is called a benefit verification and earnings history review. Those are the exact words you want to use. Ask them if your current payment reflects the most recent calculation guidelines. Ask them to confirm whether you fall under any pending adjustments related to your birth year. Step 3. If you have a spouse who has passed, or if you are currently collecting on a deceased spouse's record, ask the SSA representative specifically about whether your survivor benefit was correctly adjusted at the time you transitioned between benefit types. This is one of the most commonly missed errors in the entire system, and it affects hundreds of thousands of seniors right now. Step 4. Check your Medicare Part B premium deductions. In some cases, benefit increases have been partially or fully offset by Medicare premium increases that were applied incorrectly. If your net monthly payment has not changed in several years, even though you have seen cost of living adjustments announced, ask for an itemized breakdown of exactly what is being deducted and why. I want to say something to you directly before we wrap this up, because this matters to me personally. There are a lot of people out there, on YouTube, on Facebook, all over social media, who throw around big numbers and scary headlines just to get clicks. That is not what Senior Pulse US is about. We are about real information, delivered straight, without the noise. What I am telling you today is grounded in documented policy discussions, SSA review procedures, and the very real legislative momentum building around senior payment equity. You deserve to know this. You earned these benefits. Every single dollar of it came out of a paycheck that you worked for, sometimes for 40 or 50 years. Do not let bureaucratic confusion or system errors take what is yours. You have every right to call, to ask, to push back, and to demand accuracy in your benefit record. And if you are watching this for a parent or grandparent who does not have easy access to this information, please share this video with them today. It could genuinely make a difference in their monthly income. That is it for today's update here at Senior Pulse US. If this video helped you or answered questions you have been carrying around, leave a comment below telling me what state you are in and whether you have ever requested a benefit review before. I read every single comment and I respond. Hit the like button, share this with a fellow senior who needs to hear it, and subscribe if you have not already because we have several more critical updates coming this week that you absolutely cannot miss. I will see you in the next one. Stay sharp, stay informed, and never stop fighting for what you earned.